Hi, today's lesson is going to be on exponential growth and decay word problems. Yesterday, you learned the formula y equals a, parentheses 1 plus or minus r to the t power, where a was your initial cost or initial amount, r will always be your rate as a percentage, and t is going to be your time. This is the formula that you're going to be using for all of the growth and decay word problems. Turn to page 23 in your packet and look at question number 1. Now, question number 1 is saying that a new boat will decrease. As soon as you see decrease, you're going to underline it and write down the formula 1 minus r. At a rate of 8%, I want to see you writing down the 8% and showing me that you went 2 places to the left, writing down 0.08 is going to be your R value. Then the question is also telling you that the boat cost $40,000 new, making this the initial or starting cost of the boat. How much will it be worth after 3 years, which would be your time? So basically, this question is saying that you buy a new boat for $40,000. It's the cost of it is decreasing, or the value is decreasing 8% per year. And the question wants to know, after 3 years, how much will the boat be worth? Now, once you take and you underline or circle your key things, you need your formula, you need your percentage as a decimal, you need the initial amount, and you need the time. Then you're going to take and write down your formula, which would be V equals C, or you can use A, 1 minus R to the T power. Now, in this question, they actually made it very easy for you when we could have skipped a lot of steps because they already gave you the formula. Now, yesterday, in place of the C, we were writing an A. It's going to be the same thing. The same thing in place of the B yesterday, we were using a Y. You can use any letters you want when you're writing out these formulas. So now you just need to take and substitute in the numbers. So your initial amount is $40,000. It's 1 minus your rate, which is 0.08, raised to the time, which would be 3 years. From this step, you're going to type this entire thing into your calculator and get an answer of $31,147.52. Since it's money, remember, money will have 2 decimals at the end. Moving on to question number 2. Again, in this case, you are already given the formula, but you still do have to understand how to get those formulas on your own. This is saying that the house in a certain city, the value increases in value. So increases means 1 plus R at a rate of 7.5%. So again, I should see 7.5 written down, and you move the decimal 2 places to the left to get your rate. Then they're also telling you that the home was bought for the initial cost of $42,000. They want to know what the value of the home will be in 5 years, which would be your time. So again, what this question is saying is you buy a house for $42,000 and the value of the house is increasing at 7.5% per year. They're now asking you what will be the value of the house after 5 years. So your formula on this is going to be V equals your initial amount, which is $42,000. It's 1 plus your rate, which was 0.075, to the time, which is 5 years. You're going to type that entire thing into your calculator and get 60,296.4317. Now, since this is talking about money, money can only have 2 decimals. So the number after the 3 is only a 1, meaning that this 3 is going to remain the same. And the final cost now of the house will be $60,296.43. And again, since the question is saying that the homes are increasing in price, if you started at $42,000, make sure that your final answer obviously has to be a number greater than $42,000. For question number 3, the annual inflation rate means that it's going up, so 1 plus R is 4.2%. 4.2, you move the decimal 2 places to the left, but for 0.042, which would be your rate. If a movie ticket costs $10.25, which would be your initial amount, this question is asking you to write a formula for P. Now, since it's specifically saying a formula for P, make sure that you're writing down P equals, and they're saying T years. So again, your initial amount goes in the front, 10.25. You know your formula is 1 plus my rate, which is 0.042, raised to the T power. This would be full credit. Some people do take and they will combine together inside of the parenthesis 1.042 to the T power. All this question is asking for is the formula, so you're not solving it or plugging in anything to get a numerical answer. For question number 4, a vehicle is bought in 1999 for $25,000, which would be your initial amount. Now this is depreciating, meaning that it's going down. 1 minus R. 2.5%, you go 2 places to the left, 0.025. Now they're asking for the value of the car in 2002. That does not mean to plug 2002 in for the time. If the car was originally bought in 1999 and now it's 2002, you would need to take and subtract the years to get 3 years for your time. So for your formula, you would have V equals your initial amount, 25,000, 1 minus my rate of 0.025 raised to the 3rd power. You type the entire thing into your calculator, you get 23,171.48438. Again, since this is money, you can only go out 2 decimal places. The number after my purple line or after the 8 is a 4, so that does not round up the 8. So my final answer would be $23,171.48. So when you first buy your car in 1999, it cost $25,000, and after 3 years, it depreciates. So now the new cost of the car, or the value of the car, would be $23,171.48. Going on to page 24, question number 5 is saying, again, this is about a car is purchased in 1998 for $11,900. This is your initial amount. It depreciates, meaning 1 minus R. My rate is 13%, so I go 2 places to the left to get 0.13 for my rate. Now they want to know what would be the value of the car to the nearest $100 in 2003. Again, do not type 2003 in for your exponent. 2003 minus 1998 is going to be 5 years. That would be your time or your T value. So again, every time you're doing your word problems, I want to see the initial price circled. I want a formula, either 1 plus or 1 minus R. I want to see the work on how you change your percent to a decimal, and always write down your formulas. Now when you plug this in, V equals my initial amount, 11,900, 1 minus my rate, which is 0.13, raised to the 5th power. You type it into your calculator for 5,931.208956. Now, nearest hundred does not say hundredths, meaning it is not the second decimal. The hundreds place is where the 9 is. After the 9 is only a 3, which is not going to round up the 9, so rounded to the nearest hundred would be 5,900. What I want you to do now is pause the video and try questions 6 through 8 on your own. So on question number 6, you should have had for your final answer 2,187. I should see this work on the question. Reduce would mean 1 minus r. My percentage, I changed to a decimal. I have my initial amount underlined as well as my time. I plug the numbers into my formula, type it into my calculator for 2,187. For question number 7, 1 million would be the initial amount. Withdraw means 1 minus r. 15% is 0.15 as a decimal. For 20 years would be my t. Therefore, after 20 years, you would only have $38,760 left. Now, the rounding, it does say to the nearest dollar. The 9 is in the dollar spot, which means the 5 makes the 9 round up to a 10. So when you carry the 1, that's why it ends up with 38,760. Going on to the next question, number 8 and number 9, pause the video now and try both of these on your own. So for question number 8, again, we have 4,000 as the initial amount. Interest would be 1 plus r. Changing 3% to a decimal would be 0.03, and my time turned out to be 2 years. You plug it into your formula and you end up with a final answer of $4,243.60. Now, question number 9. Some people have a hard time with it because they don't see a percentage. First of all, your initial amount is 64. Eliminated would mean 1 minus r. But now it says half of the teams. You needed to realize that half means 50%, and 50% as a decimal would be 0.5 or 0.50. Remember, always take and do the math out on your own first before you take and you pick your choice. You should always have work shown for your multiple choice. And going on to the last question, question number 10, last one, pause the video and try it on your own. And for question number 10, your answer should be choice 3. Again, I should have the word depreciate is 1 minus r. I should see 14% written as a decimal. I should see the initial amount underlined or circled. Write down the formula you're using. V equals 21,000, 1 minus 0.14 to the 3rd power. Now that is not a choice because sometimes they actually take and combine the number inside of the parenthesis. So if you type into your calculator 1 minus 0.14, that's where they're getting the 0.86 from, which would give you an answer of choice 3. Now for homework tonight, you're going to be doing a Delta Math assignment, which is posted on Edmodo. Please make sure you're using a separate piece of paper to do your work, and always take and circle the initial amount, your rate, your time, and whether or not you're using 1 plus r or 1 minus r in the question. Okay? Have a nice day. I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.